felt like you're stuck? Like you're just spinning your wheels, and no matter how hard you try, no matter how hard you push, you just can't seem to break through and get traction? Maybe you just got rejected on your 50th door in a row that you knocked on. Maybe you can't seem to connect on those calls that you're making. Maybe you just can't seem to get through to your team. Or maybe you can't seem to make time for that project or for your own personal development. Have you ever felt like that? I know I have many times. In fact, I felt that way pretty recently when I was marketing my new journal. I realized that I was using the same marketing technique for the journal as I was for my other products, and I realized I needed to shift. I realized that it was going to take a different approach. So here's the thing you have to remember. What got you here to where you're at now is not going to be the same thing that gets you to where you want to be in the end. Every new level in life has a new challenge. New level, new devil, as they say. So if you're feeling stuck, maybe you're feeling discouraged or unmotivated, sometimes when you have those feelings, it means it's time for a shift. It's time to pivot. My coach says that what got you out of Egypt is not the same thing that's going to get you to the promised land. So it's time to make a change. You know, the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over, expecting different results. But so often, that's exactly what we do. We get stuck in that trap. We get stuck in the trap of doing that over and over. Sometimes we just need to learn to step back, to reevaluate, and to try a new approach. So how exactly do you do that? How do you know when it's actually time for the shift? Because sometimes knowing it and feeling it are two different things, right? How do you feel that you need to move forward, that you need to pivot? Well, you know, I love to ask questions, right? So start by asking yourself some questions and write down the questions and the answers, because when you write it down, it makes it real. It takes it from up here and it brings what's kind of metaphysical in your brain and brings it into reality. And it really reinforces it, and it makes it so it's harder for your brain to really back out or to start making excuses. And be honest with yourself, and I mean brutally honest, because the foundation for change is honesty, and the truth will set you free. So there's a couple of questions that you can ask yourself. The first one is, this may seem pretty obvious, but am I actually getting a result from this? Am I actually getting a result? Because so many times we do the same thing over and over. Again, insanity, right? We do that same thing over and over. We do the same marketing technique. We do the same thing that we've been doing over and over. And I'm not saying that you should try something once and then throw it out. But don't be so stubborn. Don't be so attached. Sometimes we have to change our approach. Number 2 is get feedback. Remember what I said about brutally honest? Get brutally honest feedback. Find someone who really cares and who actually wants to see you succeed and grow, and is not afraid to give you that brutally honest feedback. Here's the thing to remember. Change a lot of times is uncomfortable, but we have to learn to embrace it. This is where having a coach to give you that regular feedback and that honest feedback is so critical. And then number 3, you know someone that's already getting the result that you want. Someone that is over here, is getting that, what you're looking for, has that dream, has that outcome that you're looking for. Model their practices. Find out what they're doing, watch what they're doing, and follow that and see what's working for them and model it. Remember, we're all constantly changing. But conscious change is something completely different. You know, John C. Maxwell says that change is inevitable, but growth is optional. My challenge for you is to really look at your goals this week and be honest about whether you're actually making progress toward those. And if not, maybe it's time to revisit the map. You know, when you get in your car to drive somewhere, let's say you're driving to the grocery store, you don't drive in a straight line to the grocery store. Most of us don't, right? You have to make some turns. You have to make some shifts. And it's the same in life. Sometimes we're going to have to make turns. We're going to have to adjust. So don't hang on to your old way of doing things so long that it costs you your future. Maybe it's time for a shift. Look, I'm a real estate coach, and my absolute specialty is helping people shift. My mission in life is to help you face that devil on the next level. If you're a real estate professional and you're sick of being stuck and you are ready to break through and start making real progress on your goals, click that link in my bio and let's have a chat. And let's talk about how we can start moving forward with purpose. Remember, success is never easy, but it's always worth it. I'll see you soon.